Okay, everybody, here we go. It's me, Gregory Mannarino, Monday, April 22nd, 2024. Pre-market report. People just sit back and relax because let me tell you something. This freak show is getting freakier by the minute. Let's talk about that. With regard to the market this morning, let's start off with stock futures are higher this morning, not by much. That's not the real story, and you know that. We have a big problem here, and I'm going to say we are a breath away from a debt market meltdown, and without direct intervention here by the Federal Reserve in this case and central banks who are going to act soon. I don't know what they're waiting for, maybe another false flag, we'll see. Again, look at the 10-year yield this morning, $4.65 on a relative strength basis, or the Dixie firmly over 106, MMRI higher, clearly in a red zone. Okay, so with that, I mean, look, we're just going to need to continue what we're doing. We're not going to change anything. We're betting against the debt, becoming our own central banks. You know all this, gaining exposure to commodities, period. And just be ready for anything. That's all I have to say. And I think all of us here have prepared each other very well for what's coming. It's unstoppable. Like I said, we got a lot of stuff to talk about here. So with the market here, with stock futures higher, with risk higher right now, let's see if this market is able to hold on to gains. If you've noticed, since the MMRI, Mannarino Market Risk Indicator, free to everyone on this planet, link in the description of this video, click on that. Once we got into this red zone here, the market's gone nowhere, okay? And it wouldn't take much. I mean, it would take nothing, really, to precipitate a massive sell-off here in the debt market, yields spiking in an uncontrolled fashion, massive amounts of pressure on the stock market, and this whole thing is just going to change real rapidly. Cash is going to move into commodities, precious metals, silver, in my opinion. You know all this already. I'm just covering this real quick to get my head on straight. So anyway, Bitcoin this morning about 66,000. Gold and silver especially getting hammered. Okay, down over 4%. Laugh when you see this stuff, people, because I'm going to show you stuff again that's going to prove one more time to all of you that you're doing the right thing here. Let's talk about that. Check this out. This morning, global military spending hits an all-time high. All right, what do you know? What do we all know? War is expanding. It is expanding rapidly. It's not going to stop. Where does the cash come from to fund this record high military spending, or the $95 billion that our loving, caring representatives just put together, this new weapons package, which we're going to talk more about? Where does that cash come from? Where does it all come from? It comes from the central banks. What are they doing? They're fulfilling their end game here, people, to become the lenders and buyers of last resort. This cash is borrowed into existence now. With regard to this, what does this mean? How are they going to play this out? You're going to be sold yet another lie. You know what that lie is? The world economy is strong. You can tell by GDP. People, war spending, this kind of thing, of course it's going to boost global GDP. And it's going to be played up as it's a strong economy. No, it's a war economy. And many people are going to die. We haven't even seen the beginning of this in any way, shape, or form. You know exactly what I'm talking about if you follow this blog. Anyway, imagine our shock here, people. What has Greg told all of you? What have we discussed right here repeatedly over and over and over again? No other endeavor on this planet. Remember the words I'm going to tell you, and it'll make it clear to you why we're seeing what we're seeing right now. No other endeavor on this planet creates a greater demand for borrowed currency from whatever central bank, okay, than war. War creates a need for more borrowed dollars than any other endeavor you can dream about, think about, or have a nightmare about. And this makes central banks stronger, not weaker. They are fulfilling their game, their end game here, and we all lose. You understand? We all lose. Now you're being set up, just in case you were wondering. How's this headline from this morning? Ukraine is given a reprieve by the United States. This tens of billions of dollars weapon package, but it's not enough. It's not enough. So you're already being set up for another segment, another installment, people. You realize that? And we're going to talk more about that in just a moment. You are being set up, and guess what? You lose again. You know, speaking about losing, I wrote this paper yesterday. All right. To all of you, or for all of you that subscribe to my newsletter, I send this out to you for free. Virtually every single week you get a paper like this. This is gold, in my opinion, all right? This outlines what's going on, what's happening here, and I want to cover this with you right now real quick. I want you to pay attention. As I said, this is in your inbox. If you subscribe to my free newsletter, I hope you read through this. I hope you share this stuff, you know, just get it out there. So let's cover this, all right? So if we understand, we already sent tens of billions, much more going, because it's not enough. It'll never be enough. It's a black hole. We understand that global military spending is at a record high. It's not going to stop. You and I have called this. I mean, let's be honest, people, before anybody else, okay? So if we understand that, and we realize that this cash is created out of nothing, well, what does that mean? It means that, well, first of all, central banks are going to be happier than ever, and it's going to obviously devalue the currency, meaning you're being robbed blind even more. Your purchasing power is going to be stripped away, and guess what? You lose. Now, let me read this to you. I want people to get angry. I really, really do, because I'm angry. So, over the weekend, Congress, okay, it's a con job, approved another $95 billion foreign aid package, which is in reality a weapons package for Israel, Ukraine, and Taiwan. This measure passed with overwhelming bipartisan support, and again, guess what? You lose. You understand here? You think there's really two parties? Honestly, are you that, I'm going to say it, brain dead to not realize that the two wings of the same bird and they're destroying you? You really believe that one of these parties is going to save you? You're going to be taken to a utopian society where everything's going to be beautiful? Really? You can't make it up. Moreover, and just in case you were wondering if this will be the last time that Congress will be doing something like this, you know, the 95 billion? No. The answer is a flat out no. This 95 billion is just the latest installment with much more going out. You want more proof of that? Here we go. What we're sending to Ukraine isn't enough. They want more. And they're going to get it. And if you don't support it, remember how they set this up here with the big show of Israel? Again, this, even though, you know, Israel's over there, Ukraine, it doesn't matter. It's a big show. The whole thing is a false flag to pull cash into the now, to expand military spending on a scale that we can't believe, to pull cash into the now, to allow central banks to get even stronger, and again, guess what? You lose. Okay, here we go. This is how the latest installment, this 95 billion, was sold to you. I want you to pay attention to this real quick. For several months now, this $95 billion aid or war weapons package has stalled in Congress as it lacks support. But now all that's changed. Just by coincidence, of course, immediately after the big show over the skies of Israel, it was beautiful, all those shooting stars through the sky, one injury, a child, of course, because if you don't support the expansion of war, then you not only are you not patriotic, but you don't want to protect children. How this was sold to you, they don't miss a beat. Okay, the big size over Israel. Our loving, caring representatives then jumped on the bandwagon and wasted no time seeking the approval for this 95 billion aid weapons package. Much like the Inflation Reduction Act, which cost you and me, the American people, $369 billion. And yet, to no one's surprise, especially if you follow this blog here, because we called this out from day one, inflation continues to rise, outpacing every single official projection. Do you realize that? Every single dollar, which is either spent on funding for the expansion of a war or sold to the American people as a way to reduce inflation, you can't make that stuff up, must be borrowed into existence and therefore created out of thin air. And here is how you lose again. Let me tell you. The big secret that you are not supposed to know. This mechanism of creating cash out of thin air, so borrowing it into existence, is massively currency purchasing power negative, and here's how it works. So obviously you know this. We're being destroyed, people, being sucked dry. They're destroying the system by design, as you and I have spoken about for how many freaking years, to bring us to our knees because they want us to beg for something else. Of course, these same entities that are destroying the system, okay, they're the ones that are going to fix it? Oh, okay, I see, I get it. When a dollar is created, whether it is a printed dollar or one added to a digital screen, it makes no difference. That newly created dollar is not just automatically nor magically worth a dollar. No. For a newly created bill in any form to attain purchasing power, it must steal a fraction of a fraction of every other existing bill. Now, multiply this by tens of billions or a trillion times, and now you have a real problem. Mass currency devaluation, which results in a loss of purchasing power, and guess what? You lose. So who benefits from this currency creation out of thin air? Well, it's certainly not we the people. We don't even exist anymore. It's central banks, collectively. And I have been warning about this for many years now, with world central banks in a race to the bottom. This is central banks are doing this deliberately with the obvious help of our so-called loving, caring lawmakers, policymakers, destroying the purchasing power of the currency they issue. Moreover, it's a vicious cycle. It's a vicious cycle. Listen to how this part works. The faster that a central bank devalues their currency, the more cash must be borrowed into existence, as it now takes more currency to purchase anything. And again, guess what? You lose. I have to dispel another great myth here. A central bank cannot ever go bankrupt. They cannot. Okay. The more debt a central bank can issue or are called on to issue for any reason, the stronger they become. And again, you lose. We all lose. You should be getting angry about this, people. I hope you are. I'll be honest with you. This is just, it's so sick. Does this surprise you? Does this surprise you that they want more and they're going to get it? Okay? They're going to put on another big show, people. Something much bigger than before. And let me just tell you something for those of you that don't understand, and there's a lot, okay? As you and I understand, because I've covered this since Donald Trump's last freaking tenure here as president, when he was elected, however you want to look at it, okay, I said this was a game changer. Market's going much higher. That's a long time. I've been a raging bull about this market here. The stock market is going to continue higher until it doesn't. The faster the economy collapses, and it's collapsing now. We are in a state of war. You don't believe me? Well, maybe you want to believe the headlines here. State of war. Okay. This is World War III. And the faster the global economy craters, the higher the market's going to go because more easy money's coming. More easy money's coming. Whatever it was, the Swiss National Bank has cut rates. It's going to be the ECB, the Federal Reserve, more easy money, more price action distortions across the board, more currency devaluation on an epic scale. Do you see what's going on here? Everything. Look, we're not psychic, you and me, but we're smart, okay? And we are able to see what's right in front of our face here, despite the deceptions, the distractions, the mainstream media propaganda. We're laughing right through it, okay? Because we know what's actually going on here, and we know who our enemy actually is. And it isn't each other. It's these freaking central banks colluding with our policymakers here to devalue the currency, to pull more cash into the now, to expand war, to give them a blank check to do whatever they want, and again, you lose. Yeah, but you keep believing in that two-party system. You believe that one person is going to save you from everything else. No. Men gods don't exist, okay? So, maybe you need to wake up to that too. All right, people, look, this guy here loves you a lot, and I mean that from the heart. Please get this stuff out there. Please share it. As I said, this is in your inbox. I hope you make a copy for yourself and put it in a file. Read through this stuff. It's gold. It's gold. I don't know where you're going to get this stuff from anywhere else, okay? But you get it here for free. You know why? Because this guy loves you, and I mean that with all I got. All right, people, I will see you later, 4 or 5 p.m. Eastern for my live stream. I hope to see you there. And please comment here on the things I've spoken about. Greg, you're on target, or Greg, you are way off base. Let me know where you think I stand, and I promise to read the comments, all right? Till we see each other later, Please take care of yourselves and take care of each other, all right? I'm out of here.